Good morning, church. Happy New Year. Again, this time not liturgical. It is a joy, as always, to be back with you this week. My name is Nicholas, for those I haven't met yet. It is a good morning anytime we can gather to praise and worship together like we can this morning. There are two main ways that we communicate together in this congregation. The first is our yellow or green prayer request cards. If you have a prayer request you'd like included in the pastoral prayer, this is the best way to share it with me. Because if you tell it to me on a Sunday morning, it will not log into the short-term memory to get to the pastoral prayer. So this is really the best way. And I do apologize. Last week someone told me something and I said I would include it, but it wasn't written down. So I do apologize publicly for not remembering a prayer request. And remind you all, this is important. Also, our blue announcement request cards. This is to share things that are coming up in the life of our community of faith and in our larger community. So if there's something happening that you want people to know, the blue announcement request cards is the way to share that. It was a full week for me, and I'm sure for many of you as well, as we rung in the new year. And for many of us, the New Year's is a time of resolution making and reflecting. And when we get to the communion, I'm going to have you look over a prayer, a covenant prayer in the Wesleyan tradition. It was John Wesley's annual prayer for New Year's, and we'll talk about that when we get to. But if you want to look at it now, it's on page 807 in your hymnal. So when you get bored with my sermon, you can read page 807. I invite you to stand as you're comfortable as we get ourselves started with the entrance to the light and the reading from our liturgist, and we'll go from there.
How many of you could see the Christmas star last week when Venus and Jupiter were shining bright together? It was pretty beautiful if you had a chance to see it. People were hailing it as the Star of Bethlehem, the star of the wise one, followed by the lands to the east. It could have been. There are reasons that it could fit the story and reasons for it not to fit the story. Some speculate that it might have been a supernova, and then again, there are reasons that it could fit the story and the reasons that it may not fit the story. Regardless of what explanation you choose, we are still relying on a scientific or at least a reasonable description to explain a divine manifestation. That's what the wise ones were expecting, after all, a reasonable everyday occurrence, not a divine intervention. But they followed the same light we will follow today.
Our entrance hymn is Hope Waits for Us at Advent with the Christmas words.
Today we relight the Christ candle for the last time, which illuminates the door of welcome. The light of our lives has come among us. May this light shine in our hearts, in our lives, and in our church. May Christ's light awaken us to the possibilities and lead us to a greater hospitality. There is room in this inn and the house for the holy. Please join me in singing our opening hymn, number 245, The First Noel.